Alright guys, this video is going to be about equipment. It's the most complicated topic in my opinion, and I want to make sure I got it right so that you can get it right, because if you don't, you're going to waste materials and build the wrong stuff, and that won't be good. So this is going to be a little bit longer to do the justice that it deserves. To get started, when you build equipment, there are 6 different levels that each equipment can be upgraded through. And as you see here, you need 2 things for building your equipment. You need the cost of blue ore, and as you go to develop, you need these material pieces. And so how do you get those? You can get them from at least materials from the exchange store as you cycle through here, if there are some that you see you need. You can also get them from killing zombies, which is my favorite. It seems like 1 in every 4 zombies you tend to get a material piece dropped. And in this exchange store, you can also get these material chests. You can also get power ore here. I'll talk about the extension and the blueprint chests a little bit later. The other place that you can get ore is every day. You should be doing this. If you aren't, it doesn't take up one of your fleets, so you can kind of, for free, other than committing the troops. For 4 hours a day, you can come to this and you can mine ore. So you have to unlock each of these lower levels by fighting or having a certain troop power to beat the zombies that are here. They don't really actually come here every time, but you need to do that for each level to unlock them. And the efficiency of the ore you can get increases. And so the bottom level, you start at 4,000 ore per day with those 4 hours in the bottom level, and it gets up to 4,800. So that is how you can get the blue ore. You also get it from different events, and you can come here to your depot and you can get it for free and then spend gold if you want to past that point. Once you have the material and the blue ores, what do you develop? So these are the 8 different pieces of equipment, and in general, you want to prioritize the top 4 before the bottom, because they're going to give you stats that you care about more. If you're trying to do a certain build, melee, mid-range, or long-range, that will depend on which ones you prioritize first. But for example, a lot of people are wanting long-range, so the radar is really great because, as you can see it here, it gives you 2 long-range attack bonuses. Another one that I think is really good to prioritize next is the computer, because it's just giving you an attack boost for all of them, but it also gives you this monster XP bonus, which I think is really great for speeding up the XP you get when you kill monsters, so you can get commander skills unlocked. As you can see in here, there are these component slots. There's 3 of them, and if you look at these other things, this is a level 3, there's only 2 open. This is a level 2, only 1 of them's open. So the equipment itself has to be a certain level before you can add these extensions. What exactly are they? They're just more ways to increase stats. And like everything else, there's a gradient of moving through regular to green to blue to purple to orange or gold, depending on what you think. So the way you get those extensions, again, through different events and things, but the most reliable place is going to be here in the exchange store, Infinite Zombies. You don't ever want to waste getting these blue ones. You just want to get these purple ones. And so there are 2 types. There's chest A's and chest S's. When you buy these, prepare yourself. It's going to be a long process for getting your equipment good, because those chests, when you open them, they just give you fragments for these blueprints. And so, as you can see right here, for the purple S or purple A, or any of the colors really, you need 100 blueprints before you can fuse them and have one. Once you get those, then you're able to develop extensions up here. And so, as you can see, to assemble them, you're required to have those blueprints. I can do all these blue ones or these green ones. Purple ones, however, like you can see I'm in the red. I don't have those blueprints yet, 100 of them to make one of these. The other thing that you need are extension components, or these little like cone-looking crystal things. And so when you actually do develop those, and you have them on your equipment, you have these 3 different slots. So the first 2 slots on the left and the middle are going to be A, and the far right, it's going to have that little red S. So those are the red, or the S blueprints or components. How you decide to prioritize those, they give different stats. This is going to be for damage reduction, and the one on the left is going to increase attack. So it changes based on the equipment that you're in. Generally speaking, these are going to be attack related, and the bottom ones are going to be defense related. So you can choose how you want to prioritize those. But one of the recommendations, I think, in general is to prioritize the ones that give damage reduction. Because if you go against somebody who is much stronger than you, let's say they have 1,000, I'm making up the numbers, 1,000 long range attack bonus on their end, and you have 200. If you had something that gave you 10% extra, so you have 210%, that's not going to do as much for you in that fight as if you were able to reduce their damage to you by 10%, right? So the scaling power there. With extensions and equipment, you do have the option to disassemble them. If you click on here in the equipment area of the storage, if I was to disassemble this, it will give me the extension components back. I'll just do an example here. And it will also give you some of the blueprints. It's not the same with equipment, though. I don't have anything built here, but if you try to disassemble equipment, it will not give you back the same things that you put into it. So beware. If you have a level 3 purple equipment, it will always give you back the blue ore that you used, but the material pieces will be randomized in how they're given back, including the type as well as the color or gradient. That can be a trick if you find yourself later, you have an abundance of some material down here, and you really need something up here, like the circuit board, power pump, or the console. They don't drop with the same level of frequency, which is why sometimes in the shop you'll see excuse me, packs to purchase them. You could just make a piece of equipment with some things down here that you know you don't need, and then you could disassemble it, and there's a chance that the randomized components or materials that get back to you might actually be these harder ones to find or ones that you actually need. So that's like a little pro tip that you can experiment with there. Okay, so this is why I was talking about how you want to start from level 1 with all purple components at a minimum. If you really want things to take a long time, you can do orange, but I recommend, unless you're going to spend a lot of money and be in it for a super long haul, just start using purple stuff, and we'll upgrade and gamble to orange later. But right now, you see I have all green components. This is just on a farm account, so I can demonstrate the principle. But when you have the base equipment itself a degraded quality, you're just making it a risk every time you try to move through the different levels. So you can see this single level 1, because it's a white, even though I have all these green components, it's still giving me a 50-50 gamble. Whereas if I had done the work to make the level 1 a higher color, preferably purple, you're never going to have that chance of going below an undesirable color if you manage that properly. So I'll do the gamble right now to see what happens. So in this case, it worked out for us. We were able to get green in the situation. It's not always going to play out that way. I don't have enough purple ore on this account now, but so now that we gambled and got green, you can see here that the base equipment is no longer white. So if you do gamble and succeed, you do at least permanently change that base equipment color. But in general, as you can see, you need 5 of each color to upgrade and move through to the next. So I know this is a lot of material, so I'm going to try my best to kind of just recap it here. You want to settle in that this is going to be a little bit of time commitment here, but you want to be upgrading your material pieces to at least purple to start with, and building your equipment from level 1 with all purple, and do that to level 3, and then you can gamble or at level 3 or level 4 where you introduce orange pieces. Because these top 3, the circuit board, power pump, and console, are harder to find, it's recommended that you don't gamble with those as orange. You leave those as purple, but you use the other components as orange, since you will get more of them in the event that your gambles are not successful. To get the material pieces, you get them from killing zombies, you get them from the distribution exchange store, or you also get them from the Infinite Zombies exchange store. And to get blue ore, you can get those in chests there from events, and you can mine it each day. So this is an overview of just how equipment works, the way you want to build it, and I'll maybe do a follow-on video to be more in depth on recommendations with the extensions and which ones you want to prioritize. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, leave them below.